I've done that once in the year, and it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Booze and drugs and strippers and that sort of stuff.
G'day, I'm Jason and welcome back to Fit for FIFO and episode 12. On last week's episode, we met Darrin and found out why he completed 3 full apprenticeships. This week, in part 2 of his interview, he explains to us why people don't survive the dreaded roster of working 3 to 4 weeks on while only having 1 week off. He also shares a little tip about a cool free computer program that he uses to access his home computer back in New Zealand while he's on site in Australia. So let's go finish our chat with Darrin. So with what you know now, from working in FIFO, what's the one thing or tip that you think could have helped you before you came here that you wish someone had told you?
For myself, I struggle in the heat.
Okay.
So I come over here.
Yeah.
I sweat just on a mild curry, so for me the biggest thing is bamboo socks. To be honest. Bamboo socks, mate, it's been a lifesaver.
Yeah. That's awesome. So apart from the common things like toothbrushes, undies and whatnot, what's something that you never forget to bring with you when you come fly out to work?
The things that I'd probably never forget is a hard drive full of TV programs.
Yeah, right.
Movies. But everything else, the normal stuff you can just get here if you really have to, but you just make sure you're stocked up, got your Nurofen, got your headache pills and blooming itchy bite stuff and stuffed a few plasters. And
do you find the bugs and
oh my god,
worse over here?
My legs are like pin cushions. They're all f***ed up. Look at that. Look. Pin cushions.
That's good.
The old midges and the mosquitoes are really give me a hard time, but I'd probably find when I go to the next gig, flies a lot worse. One fly and I'll probably have a breakdown and just go back home.
Yeah, right. Western Australia might not be for you, mate.
Yeah.
What's the best tool for you to help you cope with the solitude? Like to use music or exercise or
probably exercise. I'm not like I said, I'm not a lonely person anyway. I'm quite happy just rattling around, doing my own thing, and then I'm quite happy just being social. So I think it would be very hard with someone who was a lonely sort of person. Everybody gets back straight away and you can just go and hide away in your donga. But for me, just a bit of exercise, watch some TV programs, music, and still make a point of going out and go to a barbecue with the boys and socialise. You don't have to have raging parties every night. But
And what about communication? How do you stay communicated with the family back home?
For me, Skype and Fiverr. That's the main thing. And TeamViewer.
Alright, what's that?
TeamViewer.
Okay.
So it enables me to log into the computer back home.
Alright.
Which has probably saved me a lot of times, when the computer's not going or things are not going right. Just log back in.
Yeah, okay. Is that free?
It's free.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I recommend it.
Yeah.
So quite a few times I've had to I can log into any of the computers back home, tablets, phone, sort any computer stuff out.
Yeah.
And
Is that teamviewer.com or how would you find that?
Probably teamviewer.com. Just
TeamViewer.com.
type in TeamViewer, download.
Yeah, right.
Version 11.
That's a good one.
Definitely Skype and Viber.
How do you go about finding information on the next job?
For me, it's just asking the guys, because I'm just a newbie, even though I'm an old fella. So just seeing where they're going and that sort of stuff, guys that have already left. And at the moment, with the sort of downturn in FIFO, there's not that many to go to. There's 3 projects.
Yeah.
So
3 big projects.
Yeah. Talk to the guys.
Okay, in terms of keeping workers happy, what do you think employers or the industry might be lacking?
I think the main thing is for the FIFO, that 28 and 7. I think that 7 days off is just a little bit too short.
Yep.
I hear most of the guys seem I'm just been in it, not long.
Yeah.
And I've done it once myself, having 10 days off. You get 2 weekends.
Yeah.
They come back a lot more refreshed, and they say, man, that second weekend was great, and all that sort of stuff. And I've done that once in the year, and it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So probably just that couple more days off would be more than doing the 28. Having that 10 days off would be gold.
Yeah, right.
So back in the old days when you were doing it, you probably had even rosters and that sort of stuff. So I think it's just swung around a little bit too hard.
Yeah.
28 and 7. But
do you find the 28 days too long, or just the break not long enough?
Probably more the break not long enough.
Yeah.
28 days is a long time. None of us have to be here though. That's the thing. If you don't want to be here, if you're finding it too hard, you can go. But mentally 28 days is a long haul. But you just do what you got to do.
Yeah. What do you think one thing is that's when you start working in FIFO for, say, you've been doing it for a year, what's something that you think blokes might often forget that's quite important in life?
I think most of it would just be normal family stuff and your normal friends back home.
Yeah.
You're gone for a month, and normally you go home and they're like, oh, you're back already. But in that month there's a lot been going on in the neighbourhood and with your friends, and you sort of miss out on all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. For someone in a similar situation for you, what sort of time frame would you recommend for them to spend in the industry, in the FIFO industry?
I'd always plan to do 5 years.
Okay.
But we had quite strict goals on just what we were just here for the money. That's it, as probably everybody is.
Yeah.
And we were looking at 5 years, like max.
And now that you've done it for like a year or so,
what
have you changed that, or are you still happy with that?
5 would be good.
Yeah. Say you've got your absolute best mate in FIFO comes up to you and he says, Darrin, mate, I'm not coping too well with this. What would your advice be to him if he's maybe had problems he couldn't deal with, or there was an issue that he just had, and how would you advise him to handle it?
Go home.
Go home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to tough it out. We're all got qualifications and trades. Doesn't matter. As long as you don't get into FIFO and live to what you're earning here. Live to what you're earning before, and there should be no reason why you're not well off enough to go home for 3 months and do nothing and get a couple of casual jobs. Just go home.
And how about if his answer is to you, I can't afford it?
I've already heard of a couple of people who said, living week to week on the FIFO money, and even I'm amazed that they get themselves in that situation, but you'd still just have to go.
Yeah.
For your mental well-being, you'd have to go and sort your finances out somehow.
Yep.
There's obviously some cutbacks you could make, unless you've really overextended on some $2 million mansion and things like that.
Yeah. Have you got any other tips for blokes wanting to get into it, or blokes? Do you reckon we've covered it all?
Probably start earlier.
Oh yeah.
Start earlier, but it's life experiences. So
yeah, right.
And just do it.
Yeah.
If you've been thinking about it, we've a guy who talked about it for years and years and years. But just do it.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, do it.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, you just go back home.
that's all for now from Darrin. Feel free to thank him in the comments box below. Next week we have Nick on the show, who not only entered the FIFO industry at a young age, but he also secured quite an important job in the short time that he was in the industry. Don't forget to share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any comments, questions or feedback, please leave them in the comments box below. We'll see you next week.
Nervous, because I'm such a young guy. It's the same shit every weekend.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.